The scream died in Zara Ockhafer's throat as the black SUV blocked her path in the parking garage. Ada, I'll call you back. Her phone clattered to the pavement. 3 men emerged, but the 4th made her blood run cold. Sharp features, expensive black suit, a dragon tattoo crawling up his neck. When she ran, iron arms caught her. Zara Ockhafer, your brother owes me $2 million. I don't know what you're talking about. Your brother Chike stole from my organization. His dark eyes held no mercy. He has 72 hours to return it, or you both die. A cloth pressed against her face. Darkness swallowed her whole. She woke bound to a leather chair in a luxury penthouse. The man, Kang Myung-hoon, showed her transaction records bearing Chike's name. Zara's analyst mind kicked in despite her terror. Wait, these numbers don't add up. This isn't amateur theft, this is professional embezzlement. Myung-hoon's eyes narrowed. What did you say? And Zara realized she'd just talked herself into either staying alive or making things infinitely worse. 3 days earlier, Kang Myung-hoon learned at 15 that mercy was fatal. His father had shown compassion to trusted associates. They'd rewarded him with 3 bullets and an unmarked grave. Young Myung-hoon, hidden in a closet, listened to his father beg while his mother sobbed. He never forgot that lesson. At 32, Myung-hoon ruled the Cheonsa syndicate through 3 unbreakable laws. Trust no one outside the organization, business never becomes personal, and debts are always collected. These rules had made him the youngest boss in the syndicate's history. They called him the Dragon for the tattoo on his neck and his cold-blooded precision. Boss, you need to see this. Tak In-sik entered with a laptop, his weathered face tight with concern. When In-sik looked worried, situations were serious. The screen displayed their financial network. $2 million, gone over 6 weeks. Small transfers hidden in legitimate transactions. Myung-hoon's jaw clenched. Someone had tested him. Fatal mistake. Who? Chike Ockhafer, Nigerian-American, 30, heavy gambling debts, works in accounts payable for one of our fronts. Where is he? Vanished 3 days ago. Family. In-sik pulled up photos. 2 sisters, Zara Ockhafer, 28, financial analyst, Adana, 18, college student. Myung-hoon studied Zara's professional headshot. Intelligent eyes, strong features, quiet determination. Nothing suggested she knew her brother worked for the Korean Mafia. Bring me the older sister, tonight. Boss, she might not. Then her brother surfaces to save her. If not, she's a message. Myung-hoon closed the laptop. To anyone who thinks they can steal from me. Hello, family. Where are you watching from? Kindly drop it in the comments so I can send special appreciations to you. And most importantly, hit the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel. Now let's go deep into the story. Present day. Now, watching this woman analyze his data, Myung-hoon felt his certainty crack. These transactions follow a pattern, Zara said, her fear giving way to professional focus. Small amounts, irregular intervals, proper authorization codes. This is sophisticated. Look at the metadata executed during business hours with high-level access. Your brother had access. To accounts payable, maybe. To authorization codes for transfers this size. She shook her head. No, Chike has problems, gambling, debt, poor judgment, but he's not a mastermind. This level of embezzlement requires expertise he doesn't have. Myung-hoon circled her, his mind working. Something about the evidence had bothered him, a nagging sense it was too convenient. You're a financial analyst. Financial crimes specialist. I investigate fraud professionally. And this, she gestured to the screen, this is professional fraud, multiple people involved. My brother's either a small player or a scapegoat. Why should I believe you? Her eyes flashed. I'm tied to a chair in a mafia boss's penthouse. Lying seems like a terrible survival strategy. I'm telling you what the data shows. Despite himself, Myung-hoon felt respect. She was terrified. He saw it in her racing pulse, but fear wasn't clouding her judgment. If I'm right, Zara continued, someone in your organization is using my brother as cover. Kill him, you lose your chance to find them. Kill me, you lose the only person who can prove it. And if you're wrong, then I die knowing I tried to save my family one last time. Her voice cracked. He and Ada are all I have left. Our parents died 4 years ago. I've been taking care of them since. Silence stretched between them, thick with possibility. Myung-hoon made his decision. 72 hours. Help me find the real thief. Prove your theory. He leaned close. And I'll consider sparing his life. What about mine? His lips curved without warmth. That depends on how useful you are, Ms. Akafer. He cut her bindings. Don't try to run. 8 men guard this building. You wouldn't reach the elevator. I want to call my sister. No, your disappearance incentivizes your brother to surface. She's 18 and alone. Then work quickly. He walked to the door. The bedroom's through there. We start tomorrow morning. I'm your prisoner. You're my consultant, a highly motivated one. Zara didn't sleep. How could she, trapped in a criminal's penthouse, her life depending on proving a theory she wasn't certain about? The bedroom was gorgeous, clean lines, expensive fabrics, but she barely noticed. Through floor-to-ceiling windows, Seattle's skyline glittered. At least she was still in America. She paced, thinking. Chaik had gambling debts. Not surprising, her brother had chased winning since 19, always certain the next bet would change everything. She'd buy-laid him out repeatedly, using money meant for Ada's college. But $2 million, sophisticated embezzlement. No, Chaik barely navigated his own banking app. Someone else was involved. Someone with access, expertise, and willingness to let Chaik take the fall. Could she prove it in 72 hours? Morning arrived with Myung-hoon's knock. Ms. Akafer, time. Fresh designer clothes waited in the bathroom, perfectly her size. The thought that he'd known her measurements made her skin crawl. When she emerged, Myung-hoon waited in the living area. In daylight, he was even more striking and terrifying. I need coffee, Zara said. Surprise flickered across his face. You're demanding things. If you want my brain working, I need caffeine. Also, where are we? New York, Seoul. Seattle, I operate across the West Coast. Coffee, she repeated. To her shock, he made it himself. No servants, just the Mafia boss operating an espresso machine with surgical precision. You surprise me, she said. How? I didn't expect you to make coffee. I don't trust people in my personal space. Poison is popular in my world. Comforting, but she drank anyway. If he wanted her dead, there were easier methods. They worked for hours in his home office. Myung-hoon pulled transaction records, account histories, access logs. Zara analyzed everything, aware of him watching, his presence disturbing yet oddly steady. Here, she highlighted transfers. These 3 were initiated minutes apart, routed through different accounts. That's not how someone like Chaik operates. He'd stick to patterns. This is professional track covering. Or he'd help. Possible, but look at timing. Most happened between 2 and 4 p.m., if Chaik was at work. He was, we checked. Then he couldn't be the only one. Someone with higher authorization was involved. She turned. I need your organization's hierarchy. Who has account access? That's privileged. You're asking me to solve a crime with one hand tied. She stood, meeting his imposing height. Either trust me enough to do this properly or don't. Which is it? Tension crackled between them. He was close enough she could see a faint scar on his jaw, smell expensive cologne masking something darker. Danger, power, predator. You're brave or foolish, he said quietly. I prefer desperate to survive. Something flickered in his eyes, amusement, respect. Fine, he pulled up organizational charts. These people have high-level access, all trusted, all vetted. Zara studied names and faces. Tak-in Sik, Yoon Hyung-sik finance manager, 3 others. I need their transaction histories. personal and professional. That violates. You wanted my help. This is how I help. I find patterns, identify anomalies, catch people who think they're too smart. She held his gaze. Unless you're afraid of what I'll find. Calculated risk, challenging him. But she'd learned something. He responded to strength, not submission. His lips curved. You're trying to provoke me. I'm trying to survive. If that requires provoking you, so be it. Silence stretched. Then Myung-hoon unlocked personnel files. 72 hours, Ms. Ockhafer. Use them wisely. By day 2, Zara had fallen into disturbing normalcy. Wake in the luxury prison. Shower. Dress in magically appearing clothes. Drink Myung-hoon's coffee. Hunt for truth in financial data. She tried not thinking about Ada, about her sister's panic, unanswered calls, fear. When concentration wavered, Myung-hoon's voice cut through. Focus, Ms. Ockhafer. Time runs out. As if she could forget. Late morning, she found it. Oh my God. Myung-hoon appeared instantly. What? Look, she pulled up transactions side by side. These match the stolen money's pattern, but they're 6 months old. Smaller amounts, different accounts, same methodology. Her fingers flew. And these from a year ago, same pattern. Meaning, whoever's doing this has been embezzling for a year minimum. They perfected technique with smaller amounts before the big score. She looked up, excitement overriding fear. Chaik's only worked here 4 months. Myung-hoon's expression didn't change, but the air shifted. Predatory focus. Show me authorization codes for these older transactions. Zara pulled data, heart racing. This was proof. Codes traced to. She froze. Yoon Hyung-sik, your finance manager. Heavy, dangerous silence. Impossible, Myung-hoon said, voice deadly quiet. Hyung-sik's been with me 8 years. He's loyal. Data doesn't lie. Zara pulled more records. Every suspicious transaction going back 18 months bears his authorization. He's been careful, covering tracks, using multiple accounts. But the pattern's there. She pulled a final screen. 2 weeks before Chaik started, Hyung-sik made inquiries into his background, specifically his gambling debts. Understanding dawned, looking for a scapegoat. He found the perfect one, a man with motive, access, poor judgment. When money went missing, all eyes turned to Chaik. Zara leaned back. My brother probably took some, he's desperate enough. But the bulk, that's Hyung-sik. He's been robbing you over a year. Myung-hoon stood motionless. For the first time, something cracked in his controlled exterior. Betrayal, rage, lethal calculation. I need verification. I have more. Zara accessed bank records. Hyung-sik has offshore accounts, properties purchased recently, lifestyle exceeding his salary. She met his eyes. He's not just stealing, he's gotten comfortable spending it. His mistake. Soft words that chilled her bones. This was the dragon people feared. Myung-hoon made a call. In sick, full audit of Hyung-sik's activities, everything. Keep him under surveillance without his knowledge. Now. He hung up, turned. If you're wrong. I'm not wrong. I stake my life on it. You already did. Then I'm doubling down. She pulled another file. Look at timing on the 2 million theft, right after you closed a major deal. Hyung-sik would have known exactly when accounts would be flush. Myung-hoon studied the screen, mind racing through implications. He's been planning this. For months, maybe longer. Used Chaik as smokescreen, took the big score, probably has an exit strategy. Zara's voice softened. I'm sorry, I know you trusted him. I don't need sympathy. I'm offering anyway. Their eyes locked. Zara saw past the cold exterior to the man underneath. The boy who'd watched his father die for trusting wrong people. Who'd built walls so high betrayal couldn't reach, except it just had. Why? Myung-hoon asked quietly. Why what? Why are you sorry? I kidnapped you. Threatened your brother, I'm a criminal. I know, but you're also a man just betrayed by someone trusted. That hurts, regardless who you are. Confusion flickered across his face. as if kindness was a forgotten language. His phone rang. He answered, jaw tightening. Where? Pause. Keep him there. He looked at Zara. They found your brother. The drive to Portland took 4 hours. Zara sat in the back of the black SUV, Myung-hoon beside her, tack-in sick driving. Suffocating silence filled the space. Zara's mind raced. She'd found the real thief, given Myung-hoon evidence that should save them both. But she understood power and pride enough to know proof didn't erase Chaik's guilt. And men like Kang Myung-hoon didn't forgive theft. What will you do to him? She asked quietly. That depends on his answers. He's weak, not evil. Weakness that costs me money is still a problem. Zara turned to face him. You said if I helped find the real thief, you'd consider sparing his life. I found the thief. You found one thief. Your brother is another. A minor player, a pawn. Still guilty. Myung-hoon's voice was implacable. In my world, there are no minor crimes, only consequences. Fear and anger warred in Zara's chest. She'd done everything he asked, proven her worth, exposed the betrayal. It might not be enough. Please, she said, hatting the word. He's all I have left. You have your sister. Who'll care for her if we're both dead? She's 18, Myung-hoon. She has no one else. First time she'd used his first name. The intimacy surprised them both. Myung-hoon looked at her, really looked. You take care of everyone, don't you? Your brother, your sister, even facing death, you're negotiating for them. That's what family means. In my world, family is who you choose to trust. Blood means nothing. That's the saddest thing I've ever heard. His laugh was bitter. Welcome to my reality, Ms. Akhefer. The SUV stopped at a rundown motel. Tack-in sick gestured upward. Second floor, 2 men watching exits. Myung-hoon turned to Zara. Stay in the car. No, I need to see him. Hear the truth myself. This could get violent. Then I'll close my eyes. But I'm not waiting while you decide my brother's fate. Surprise flickered, then he nodded. Stay behind me. If anything happens, run. They climbed exterior stairs, Myung-hoon moving with deadly grace. At the door, he didn't knock, simply kicked it open. Chaik jumped from the bed, face masked in terror. Seeing Zara, terror transformed to guilt and shame. Zara. Sit down, Myung-hoon commanded. Chaik sat. You stole from me. I can explain. Did you take my money, yes or no? Zara watched her brother calculate the right lie. She'd seen that look 1,000 times, before promises to quit gambling, before swearing debts were paid, before every broken promise. Chaik, she said softly, tell the truth. For once, just tell the truth. Tears filled his eyes. I took 200,000. I was desperate, Zara. The people I owed were going to kill me. I had access and I thought I could take a little pay debts and no one would notice. 200,000, Myung-hoon repeated. Not 2 million. No, I swear, just 200. I don't know anything about 2 million. Vindication and heartbreak flooded Zara. Her brother was guilty, but she'd been right about the scope. You used corporate accounts to steal $200,000, Myung-hoon said, deadly calm. Do you know the penalty in my organization? Chaik's face went gray. Please. Don't beg me. Beg your sister, the one held captive 2 days because of your cowardice. Chaik turned to Zara, tears streaming. I'm sorry, so sorry. I never meant for you to get involved. You never think, Chaik, Zara exploded. You never think about anyone but yourself. Do you know what I've been through? Zara's voice shook. What he could have done to me. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't pay debts. Sorry doesn't protect Ada. Sorry doesn't fix anything. She was trembling now, 2 days of terror pouring out. I've spent 4 years cleaning up your messes, sacrificing for you, believing you'd change. And this is how you repay me. Zara, please. I'm done. The words felt like breaking glass. I'm done saving you from yourself. Silence filled the room. Myung-hoon watched her with an unreadable expression. I believe him, he finally said. About the 200,000. Hope flickered in Chaik's eyes. Then, which means you stole from me, just less than I thought. Myung-hoon's hand moved toward his jacket. I don't show mercy to thieves. Wait, Zara stepped between them, insane, suicidal, but she did it anyway. You said if I found the real thief, you'd consider sparing him. I said consider. I've considered. He's a pawn. Killing him accomplishes nothing except orphaning Ada. She held his gaze. Exile him, make him disappear, but don't make my sister lose her last brother. And justice for my stolen 200,000. I'll pay it back. Myung-hoon's eyebrows rose. You. Every penny, I have savings. I'll work for you, use my skills, whatever it takes. She swallowed hard. Please let him live. The silence stretched impossibly long. Then Myung-hoon lowered his hand. You have 48 hours to disappear, he told Chaik. Leave the city, leave the state. If I ever see you again, if you ever contact your sisters, I will kill you slowly, understand? Chaik nodded frantically. Yes, thank you. Don't thank me, thank your sister. She just traded her freedom for your worthless life. The return drive was silent. As Seattle's skyline appeared, Myung-hoon finally spoke. You just promised me $200,000 and indefinite servitude. I know. Most people would have let me kill him. Most people aren't responsible for an 18-year-old sister who'd blame herself if her brothers died. Even though he deserves it. Zara looked at him. Probably, but Ada doesn't deserve to carry that guilt. She's already lost our parents. Losing both siblings would destroy her. You sacrifice everything for them. That's what love is. That's what weakness is. Maybe they're the same thing. Something shifted in his expression. In my world, love is the fastest way to die. Then your world is lonely. Lonely men don't get betrayed. No, Zara said softly. They just never get to live. Back at the penthouse, exhaustion crashed over Zara. 2 days of captivity, fear, and emotional upheaval finally caught up. You should rest, Myung-hoon said. I should call Ada. She's been terrified for 2 days. Tomorrow, after we deal with Hyung-sik. She's my sister. And she's safer not knowing where you are until this is resolved. His voice gentled slightly. Hyung-sik will be desperate when he realizes we're onto him. Anyone connected to you becomes a target. The words chilled her. You think he'd hurt her? I think desperate men do desperate things. Myung-hoon moved closer. I've already sent men to watch her, discreetly. She won't know, but she'll be protected. Why would you do that? Because you're valuable to me, and keeping your sister safe keeps you focused. But Zara saw something else in his eyes, something that looked almost like care. Thank you, she whispered. Don't thank me yet. Tomorrow we take down a traitor. It won't be clean. I can handle it. Can you? He studied her face. You're a financial analyst, Ms. Akafer, not a soldier. Then I'll learn. His lips curved. Dangerous words. I'm in a dangerous situation. Yes, Myung-hoon agreed quietly. You are. But Zara wasn't sure if he meant Hyung-sik or himself. Zara woke to shouting. She bolted from bed, heart pounding, and found Myung-hoon on his phone in the living room. His face was carved from stone, eyes blazing with controlled fury. Pause, is she hurt? Another pause, bring her here now. He ended the call and looked at Zara. Your sister. Someone tried to grab her leaving her dorm. The world tilted. What? My men stopped it. She's safe, shaken, but unharmed. They're bringing her here. Oh God, Ada. Is fine, but Hyung-sik knows we're investigating him. Myung-hoon's voice was ice. And he just made this personal. 20 minutes later, Ada Akafer burst through the penthouse door and ran straight to Zara. The sisters collided in a desperate embrace. I thought you were dead, Ada sobbed. You disappeared, wouldn't answer calls, I filed a police report. I'm okay, I'm so sorry. Zara held her sister tight. I'm so sorry you were scared. Ada pulled back, taking in the luxury penthouse, then spotting Myung-hoon. Her eyes widened. Who is he? What's happening? The men who protected me, they said you were in danger, that I needed to come here. It's complicated, Zara began. I'm Kang Myung-hoon, he said simply. Your brother stole from my organization. Your sister has been helping me recover what was taken. Helping, Ada's voice rose, or being held hostage. Both, Zara admitted. But Ada, I'm okay, I promise. This is insane. We need to call the police. And tell them what? Myung-hoon's voice was calm but firm. That your brother embezzled money from the Korean Mafia. That you were nearly kidnapped by a corrupt finance manager trying to cover his tracks. The police can't protect you from this world, Ms. Ackhafer. I can. Ada looked between them, clearly terrified but also sharp enough to understand the situation. So what now? We're both prisoners. You're both under my protection, Myung-hoon corrected, until I eliminate the threat. That night, with Ada sleeping in the guest room, Zara found Myung-hoon on the balcony overlooking the city. Thank you, she said, for saving her. I told you, she's leveraged to keep you cooperative. I don't believe that anymore. He turned to face her. You should. Don't mistake tactical decisions for kindness, Ms. Ackhafer. Zara, she corrected. You've had me captive for days, saved my sister's life. Let my brother live. I think we're past formalities. Zara, then. Her name sounded different in his mouth. Intimate, dangerous. And you should call me Myung-hoon. Why did you really spare Chaik? Because you asked. That's not like you. No, he agreed. It's not. They stood in silence. The city lights spread below them like fallen stars. I've been thinking, Myung-hoon said quietly, about what you said, that my world is lonely. I shouldn't have said that. You were right, he looked at her. I built an empire on isolation, trust no one, feel nothing. It kept me alive, kept me strong. But watching you sacrifice everything for your family, even a brother who doesn't deserve it, it made me remember there are things worth more than survival. Zara's breath caught. Like what? I don't know yet. He moved closer. But I think you're dangerous, Zara Ackhafer, more dangerous than any rival gang. How? Because you make me want to break my own rules. The air between them crackled with electricity. Zara knew she should step back, maintain distance, but she didn't. Maybe some rules deserve to be broken, she whispered. His eyes darkened. Careful, that kind of thinking can get you killed in my world. Or it could set you free. Over the next 2 days, an unexpected dynamic developed in the penthouse. Ada, after her initial terror subsided, began asking Myung-hoon pointed questions about his business operations. To Zara's surprise, he answered patiently, treating the 18-year-old with unexpected respect. So you're basically a CEO, Ada said over breakfast, just of illegal operations. More or less, Myung-hoon agreed. And people who steal from you face permanent termination of employment. Precisely. That's a terrible HR policy. The corner of Myung-hoon's mouth twitched. I'll take that under advisement. Zara watched them, stunned. This was the man who'd kidnapped her, threatened her brother, ruled through fear. Yet here he was, discussing corporate structure with a college freshman like it was the most natural thing in the world. He's not what I expected, Ada whispered later when they were alone. Me neither, Zara admitted. You like him? That's insane. Zara, I've known you my whole life. I see how you look at him. Ada's voice softened. And how he looks at you. He's a criminal. He's also the man who saved my life and is protecting us both. Ada squeezed her hand. I'm not saying marry him. I'm just saying, maybe the world isn't as black and white as we thought. That afternoon, Tak and Sik arrived with news. The council wants a meeting, he told Myung-hoon. They've heard rumors about the investigation, about the women living here. His eyes flicked to Zara. They're questioning your judgment. Let them question. Boss, they're saying you've gone soft, that you're distracted. Yoon is spreading poison, claiming you're compromised. Then we accelerate the timeline. Myung-hoon pulled up files on his laptop. We have enough evidence. Call the council meeting for tomorrow night. I'll present proof of Hyung-sik's betrayal. After In-sik left, Zara approached Myung-hoon. What happens at this meeting? I prove Hyung-sik is a traitor, or I lose everything I've built. And us. If I win, you're free. If I lose... He didn't finish the sentence. If you lose, they'll kill you. Probably. That's not acceptable. Zara straightened her shoulders. I'm coming to the meeting. I'll present the evidence. Financial analysis is what I do. Let me do it. Absolutely not. These men are dangerous. And I'm the person who uncovered a year-long embezzlement scheme in 2 days. She held his gaze. You need me there. You know you do. Myung-hoon studied her face. Why would you risk yourself for me? Because, Zara hesitated, then spoke the truth. Because you could have killed Chaik and kept me prisoner indefinitely. Instead, you showed mercy. You protected Ada. You've treated us with more honor than most legitimate businessmen I've known. She stepped closer. Because somewhere in the last few days, I started seeing the man behind the monster, and that man deserves to win. Zara. I'm coming to the meeting, she said firmly. You can't stop me. I could lock you in your room. You could, but you won't. They stood inches apart, the air thick with unspoken words. Then Myung-hoon did something that shocked them both. He reached out and tucked a stray braid behind her ear. The gesture was gentle, almost tender. You're going to get yourself killed, he said softly. Or I'll save your life, again. Dangerous woman. Dangerous man. His hand lingered against her cheek. If we survive tomorrow. When we survive tomorrow, she corrected. When we survive, he amended, we need to talk about what happens next. I'd like that. Myung-hoon's phone buzzed. He checked it, and his expression hardened. Hyung-sik just liquidated 3 offshore accounts. He's preparing to run. Then we stop him tomorrow. Together. Zara nodded. Together. The council chamber was exactly what Zara expected. Dark wood, expensive furnishings, and 12 men who looked like they could kill without blinking. Myung-hoon sat at the head of the table, Tak In-sik beside him. Zara stood near the presentation screen, tablet in hand, trying not to show her terror. Ada was safely hidden at the penthouse with guards. Yoon Hyung-sik sat across from Myung-hoon, his expression carefully neutral. This meeting was called to address concerns about our boss's recent decisions, said an older man Zara recognized as the council's second-in-command. Specifically, the matter of the missing $2 million and the extended investigation. The investigation is complete, Myung-hoon said. Ms. Ockhafer will present our findings. 12 pairs of eyes turned to Zara. She felt their skepticism, their dismissal. A woman, an outsider. Why was she here? She took a breath and began. 18 months ago, someone began embezzling from this organization. Small amounts at first, 50,000 here, 70,000 there. Enough to test the system, not enough to trigger immediate investigation. She pulled up the first slide. Over time, the amounts increased. The methods became more sophisticated. Multiple accounts, varied timing, professional money laundering. She clicked to the next slide showing transaction patterns. The thief made one mistake. Every single transfer, regardless of account or timing, bears the same authorization code signature, a digital fingerprint. Yoon Hyung-sik shifted in his seat. That signature belongs to your finance manager. Zara pulled up Hyung-sik's code, then overlaid it with the theft patterns. Perfect match. Yoon Hyung-sik has stolen over $2.3 million from this organization over 18 months. That's absurd. Hyung-sik shot to his feet. I've served loyally for 8 years. You've also acquired 3 properties in the Cayman Islands, 2 in Singapore, and offshore accounts totaling $1.8 million. Zara displayed the evidence. All purchased in the last 18 months, on a salary of $120,000 annually. Murmurs around the table. She's lying, Hyung-sik pointed at Zara. This woman's brother stole from us. She's deflecting, protecting him. Her brother stole 200,000, Myung-hoon said quietly. We recovered it yesterday. He's been exiled. He stood. But you, Hyung-sik, you stole millions, and you used Chaik Akafor as your scapegoat. I demand proof, beyond this woman's manufactured evidence. Tak In-sik slid a folder across the table. Bank statements, property deeds, emails between you and Chaik Akafor where you specifically told him which accounts to access, all verified by our independent auditors this morning. Hyung-sik's face went pale. You betrayed me, Myung-hoon said, his voice deadly calm. Betrayed this council. For what? Money you can't even spend because you're too afraid to run. You've gone soft, Hyung-sik spat. Everyone sees it. Keeping a hostage for days, showing mercy to a thief, bringing a woman to council meetings, you're weak just like your father. The room went silent. Myung-hoon moved with terrifying speed. One moment he was seated, the next he had Hyung-sik slammed against the wall. My father was weak because he trusted the wrong people, Myung-hoon said. I'm strong because I eliminate threats. The difference is I know which is which. He released Hyung-sik, who collapsed to the floor. Council vote, Myung-hoon said. Hyung-sik is guilty of embezzlement and betrayal. Penalty is death, all in favor. 12 hands rose, unanimous. Any final words? Myung-hoon asked Hyung-sik. You'll regret this. Showing mercy to that woman, her brother, it makes you vulnerable. No, Myung-hoon said. It makes me human, there's a difference. He nodded to Tak In-sik, who escorted Hyung-sik from the room. They all knew he wouldn't leave the building alive. 3 days later, Myung-hoon stood in his penthouse, watching Zara pack. You're free to go, he said. The debt is settled. Hyung-sik is dead. Your brother is exiled. Your sister is safe. I know. Zara folded a shirt carefully. I've arranged for a car to take you both home, plus compensation for your time and inconvenience. Kidnapping, you mean? Yes. She turned to face him. What happens to you now? I rebuild, reorganize, continue as before. Alone. As always. Zara studied him. Over the past week, she'd seen every side of this man. The ruthless boss, the betrayed leader, the surprisingly gentle protector of her sister, the man who'd shown mercy when he could have shown cruelty. What if I don't want to go? She said quietly. Myung-hoon went very still. What? I've been thinking you need a legitimate financial manager, someone you can trust, someone with expertise in fraud prevention. She stepped closer. I could help you transition some operations toward legal businesses, use my skills for something complicated. You're offering to work for me, voluntarily. I'm offering to work with you. There's a difference. Zara, you don't understand what you're saying. My world is dangerous. I know exactly what I'm saying. She closed the distance between them. I'm saying that somewhere between being kidnapped and saving your organization, I started caring about what happens to you. I'm saying that you're not the monster you pretend to be. And I'm saying that maybe, just maybe, we could build something better together. This is Stockholm Syndrome. Don't insult my intelligence. I'm a grown woman making a choice. Her voice softened. You could have killed me, killed Chaik, kept Ada as leverage. Instead, you protected us, showed honor, made me see that morality isn't black and white, it's complicated shades of gray. I'm still a criminal. And I'm still a financial analyst who just helped take down an embezzler in a mafia organization. I think we're both operating in gray areas now. Myung-hoon cupped her face in his hands. If you stay, there's no going back to your old life. I know. The danger never stops. I know. I've never done this before. Let someone in. I don't know how. Then we'll figure it out together. He kissed her then, and it felt like breaking and becoming whole at the same time. 6 months later, Zara stood in a private garden wearing a dress that blended Korean and Nigerian traditions, white silk with intricate Ankara print details. Myung-hoon wore a traditional Korean hanbok, looking nervous for the first time since she'd met him. Ada stood as her maid of honor, beaming. Tak in Sik was best man, still looking vaguely disapproving but loyal as ever. The ceremony blended both cultures, Korean bows and Nigerian prayers, honoring both their worlds. When Myung-hoon slipped the ring on Zara's finger, he whispered, "You changed all my rules." "Good," she whispered back. "They were terrible rules." He smiled, a real smile, the kind that reached his eyes. "I love you, Zara Akhefer." "I love you too, Kang Myung-hoon." That evening, they stood on the penthouse balcony where they'd first admitted their feelings. The city glittered below them, full of possibilities. "Ready to build something new?" Zara asked. "With you, always." She leaned into him. "Then let's make some new rules, better ones." "Like what?" "Like, trust the people who prove they're trustworthy. Let love be strength, not weakness. And never ever kidnap your future wife." Myung-hoon laughed. "I promise, no more kidnapping." "Good, because next time I'm choosing you, every time." And in the dangerous, complicated world they'd built together, that choice made all the difference. The end. If you enjoyed this story, kindly like, share, and subscribe to this channel.